There's a quiet detail hidden beneath the grand battles and royal intrigues of medieval history, something far less glamorous than armour or weaponry, yet just as essential to civilizations surviving century after century. For the next minute, lean into the kind of curiosity that drives true history enthusiasts, because this story is about a material that shaped medieval life more profoundly than steel. Across Europe, Asia, and parts of the Middle East, timber structures survived in places where iron tools rusted away, where metal fittings crumbled, and where entire armies rose and fell. What makes this so striking is that medieval builders didn't just use wood because it was available. They used it because they had discovered a technique that made timber last longer than iron in many environments. This wasn't accidental. It was intentional craftsmanship refined over generations, and it resulted in buildings, bridges, waterworks, and even defensive structures that endured for hundreds of years. And the secret behind that endurance is one of the most overlooked survival lessons available today. The key to medieval wooden durability was, well, choosing the right timber at the right time. The heart of the method begins with tree selection. Medieval builders weren't cutting trees randomly. They understood that wood harvested in different seasons behaved differently. Timber cut in winter, when sap levels were low, resisted rot far more effectively than wood cut in spring or summer. This wasn't superstition. Sap attracts insects and speeds decay. Winter-cut wood, with minimal sap, remains stable and dry, making it far more resistant to fungal growth. Many surviving medieval beams found in Viking halls, English barns, Eastern European fortifications, and French monasteries share one trait: they were felled during the coldest months. Builders tracked lunar cycles, seasonal temperatures, and even soil conditions to identify the exact time to cut for maximum longevity. It's a form of environmental timing that modern forestry still acknowledges. The next part of the secret lay in the specialized seasoning process that hardened timber naturally. Raw timber is vulnerable. To transform it into a material that could outlast iron, medieval craftsmen seasoned wood slowly and deliberately. Instead of kiln drying, which didn't exist at the time, they used a method called air seasoning. Logs were stacked in specific patterns that allowed wind to pass through while keeping direct rain off the wood. Some regions placed the logs on raised stones to keep them off damp soil. Others coated the ends with clay or tar to slow cracking. The seasoning process could take months or even years, but the result was wood with stabilized moisture content. Once seasoned, timber becomes harder, lighter, and resistant to warping. Archaeologists studying medieval structures consistently note that well-seasoned oak or larch can remain structurally sound for centuries. This slow approach, rooted in patience and precision, is what modern survivalists and off-grid builders often overlook. Medieval craftsmen used natural preservatives that protected wood better than metal coatings. Iron rusts because, well, exposure to moisture and oxygen breaks down the metal over time. Timber, however, can be shielded if treated properly. Medieval builders, relied on natural preservatives long before chemical treatments existed. One of the most common was pine tar, a thick, resinous substance created by heating pine wood in oxygen-restricted conditions. Pine tar absorbs into timber fibres and really creates a waterproof, insect-resistant barrier. Scandinavian stave churches, some of them over 800 years old, still stand today largely because they were coated with tar repeatedly. In other regions, craftsmen soaked beams in salt water or buried them in specific types of soil that leached tannins into the wood. These tannins, naturally repel fungi and insects. Even medieval shipbuilders used a combination of animal fats, ash and tar to preserve hulls that travelled thousands of miles. Iron nails on those same ships often corroded away, but the hulls remained sound. Wood survived because it was joined, not forced, creating flexible structures iron could not match. Modern construction relies heavily on nails and screws, but medieval builders understood that wood moves with temperature and moisture. To accommodate this natural shift, they used joinery instead of metal fasteners. Techniques like mortise and tenon joints, dovetails, pegs and scarf joints created interlocking structures that could flex without breaking. Iron tends to crack or corrode when stressed repeatedly, but timber joints absorb shock. That's why so many medieval barns and halls still stand, while their metal counterparts from later centuries have collapsed. Joinery also allowed damaged pieces to be replaced without dismantling entire structures. The result was a building system both resilient and repairable. For survivalists or off-grid builders, this offers valuable insight. Flexibility increases longevity. You can apply this medieval method today for off-grid structures or long-lasting shelters. To begin with, you really want to choose dense, slow-growing woods, things like oak, chestnut, larch or cedar. These types of wood have been valued for centuries for their strength and durability. If at all possible, try to harvest or purchase winter-felled logs, or at the very least, wood that's been cut during the dormant season. This makes a noticeable difference in quality. Next, allow the timber to air season in a sheltered, well-ventilated space. Now, this step can take a while, but honestly, even just a few months of seasoning will improve the wood's durability quite a bit. Once the wood is nicely seasoned, it's important to treat it with pine tar, or, a tar oil mixture. This treatment can be brushed on, and over several hours will be absorbed right into the wood. For simple shelters, burying supportive posts in gravel rather than soil is a clever way to mimic the old medieval moisture control method. For anyone interested in practicing traditional joinery, even the most basic mortise and tenon connections can, dramatically increase the life of a wooden structure. In emergency or, field conditions, you can actually approximate the medieval preservative technique by using smoke from slow-burning hardwoods to coat logs with creosote-rich soot. The enduring strength of medieval timber lies in its harmony with nature rather than resistance against it. What made this timber secret so effective was not an attempt to overpower the environment. Instead, medieval builders worked with natural cycles, cutting when sap was low, drying wood with wind and time, sealing it with resin, joining it with techniques that allowed movement. Iron is strong until it corrodes. Wood, treated properly, becomes a long-lasting, flexible building material that can survive centuries of weather, weight and wear. The evidence stands today in ancient bridges still in use, roofs that haven't sagged in 600 years, and entire buildings that have outlived dynasties. Thank you for exploring this piece of medieval ingenuity with us on In the Beginning. If this guide helped deepen your appreciation for historical craftsmanship, subscribe, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and continue supporting the channel as we uncover more forgotten knowledge from the past.